How do I invest in rental properties in 8 easy steps? Are you thinking of getting involved with rentals? Are you looking forward to earning passive income through renting your properties? Well, hold on one sec. Luckily for you, Real Talker, we prepared a list of 8 easy steps that you can now do on how to start investing in rental properties. But first, let us tell you 2 stories from our mentor. The first story is about his friend who bought a new car when he was 21 years old, and he bought a nice house right away, and then another car and some cool guy toys. And his life was awesome. Had a job that paid him well. You used the money to live a pretty cool life when he wasn't working. The second story was about a man who bought a rental house when he was 21 instead of a new car. Then he had a duplex and he bought some more rentals. And it was hard work. He made some mistakes. He didn't drive a fancy car and didn't even make that much money at first. But over the next several years, he continued buying rental properties. And soon, he was able to quit his job at just 27 years old. As his business demands, he has made enough to pay his regular bills. So, rather than working long hours at a job now, he's able to spend his time making himself and those around him wealthier through owning rental units that generate income. With the help of his newer car, house, and toys being paid for by nearly 100 rental units that he owns, he's in a place where they can be said to be free of their cost. He now spends his time buying more real estate and traveling around the world. Moreover, he enjoys spending time with his wife, daughter, and YouTube videos on rental property investing. He also has written a book. The first one is every friend that we have, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Most of those friends are still working that same job, the one that they aren't enjoying quite as much anymore. And they're working so many hours they don't have time to enjoy the toys and the travel and the family life. So, you're still watching the video. This tells us that you're probably more interested in story 2 than story 1. You want something different, and financial freedom is an awesome life, so we'll teach you how to find success through rental property investments. Let's get you started with this video. We're going to do it in an 8-step process. Alright, let's get to it. Step number 1. Make a plan. There are many different types of rentals to choose from. There are single-family homes, small multi-family properties, large multi-family commercial properties, vacation rentals, and so on. There are apartments and houses that one person can rent, a large number of apartments or houses for people to rent or have in their possession, short-term homes for vacations on the beach, etc. It's good to focus on one type of property, narrowing down your options so you can take the time to read more. In turn, you'll use that knowledge and experience in reading more books on a specific topic or class of properties. It's beneficial to specialize your investment focus. Taking the time to read more will make it easier to choose a property type, and reading more books on a specific area or class of properties will bring in knowledge and experience. Spend your time reading up on properties you are interested in so you can make the decision for a difficult home sale with confidence. Instead of looking at 500 homes, have your eyes trained on 3 before you make an offer, or even better, just buy 1. No matter what your investment approach, it's important to get clarity that is specific to your industry. Try talking to other investors via podcast or social media channels and find out more about your niche. Alright, step number 2. Choose your market. One of the first things to consider when beginning to invest is how much you're able to pay. However, it makes more sense to do this for reasonable investments and not for ones that are too risky. Look at the financial plan before deciding where and what you want to buy. If you're looking to purchase rental properties, it makes sense for the investor who is not planning to stay in the market for long. The investor must do research and determine the best area or areas that don't require a longer commitment. If you're looking to buy property but don't live in downtown San Francisco, you might need to look in a different location. There are just some areas that work better than others. Then once you define your target market, it's time to do your research and learn as much about that area as possible. If the agent and client don't understand the differences in a particular market, they need to look elsewhere. Some markets work better than others. The agent should ask questions of individuals in that area and study their culture to get a better idea of what that market is like. Where are people typically willing to pay more for property, and where do they want to get the most value? In a city, real estate is important. You may think you need to rent an expensive property with security guards and a doorman. Instead, talk to local real estate agents, talk to lenders, talk to property managers. They can help guide you in a way that's more helpful than what you'd expect. And that actually leads us to step number 3. Build up your real estate team. With a team of professionals, you can empower yourself with the skills and information needed to make smart financial decisions. By investing your money with a professional, you can increase the potential of your investments and achieve the financial freedom that you want. Businesses that create value for your portfolio are worth investing in. People who create value should be rewarded. David Green, author of Long Distance Real Estate Investing, calls the core 4 people who are like the most helpful to you agents. We want to call attention to what he says about them and why they're so helpful. These people can help you find deals in the market and understand the details. If you put time and effort into planning your next home purchase, you have access to the real estate developers, lenders, and more. From neighborhoods to contractors, it's now easy to find exactly what you need to make a smart purchase. The lender who can ensure you get the best financing possible, your property manager who can advise you on the best neighborhoods and rental rates and property conditions, as well as your contractor. If you plan to buy something that needs work, which is what most investments do, you'll need a good contractor. Because with a good contractor, you can manage and buy property. With loans and services, you can specify the best personnel to handle your finance and real estate needs who can offer advice on neighborhoods, construction plans, and local conditions for success. If you plan to take home a deal that needs work, avoid getting ripped off by using a lender or contractor to make sure you get the best financing options, condos and neighborhoods with the lowest rental rates and best properties. To find your core 4 entrepreneurs, start by doing a Google search on the specific industry you're looking for, and you will come across many Bigger Pockets bloggers talking about it. Reach out to them and build relationships with them. Then ask for some recommendations of how you can also get started in this niche. Alright, moving on. Step number 4. Figure out your financing. It's important to have the right financing plan before deciding which loan to go with. There are different financing options available when securing a deal. For example, there are private loans such as portfolio loans, commercial loans, and private financing, among others. The key is to fully understand the loan with the right strategy so you best suit your financing plan. Different financing options are available when deciding on whether you should secure a deal. The right loan strategy is essential to know before deciding which option will work best for your needs. So to find out more on financing real estate, the book on investing in real estate with no and low money down, you might want to check out my first full-length book at likebiggerpockets.com/start or just about anywhere where they sell books or lend them out. It's important to fully understand each loan before making a decision on what path to take. Step number 5. Start getting leads. If you want to get leads, you need to get them coming to you. It can be online or offline. For the best method, we suggest using a real estate agent is best. Otherwise, direct mail marketing like cards or billboards are also effective methods. You need to offer up business opportunities in order to get leads, or you can choose to utilize conventional methods such as ads or by driving for a certain amount of money. Lending services provide leads, and powering business success is your primary goal. Whether you contact potential customers using an agent or pursue other strategies such as direct mail marketing or driving for dollars, it's important to have leads on hand. And then, what to do with those leads when you get them? Well, thanks for asking. That takes us to step number 6. Start analyzing deals. And now remember, 3 simple words. Math overcomes fear. Basically, it boils down to math. The more comfortable you can be calculating the numbers, the more confident you will be in your negotiations. And don't worry, because there are always certain properties that any deal is good and worth pursuing. Your job is to figure out which ones are actually a good value and then make an offer. If you have the goal of $200 a month in monthly cash flow, then figure out how much you can be willing to pay for that property. If your goal is to generate $200 in monthly income, it's really that simple. You may need to consider a lot of properties, however. Real estate is a numbers game. Keep at it, and for the easiest, fastest, and most complete way to do the math, check out the Bigger Pockets Real Estate Investment Calculators at www.biggerpockets.com/calc. Pretty much once you have that number, you know how to find it and how to finance it. So go after the deal. Which brings us to step number 7, offer and negotiate. In order to buy a home, you must make the offer and secure financing first. When you contact your real estate agent, They can answer your questions and help you walk you through the process of buying a home. Assemble the information you need, including how much you want to pay, when you want to close, what type of financing you plan on using, what type of inspection period, how long you want that to be, and so on. Your real estate agent can really help with all of this. One of the tricks we often use for our own investments is to provide sellers with a few different options like $200,000 as is or $20,000 if you include the furniture. We don't necessarily need the furniture or whatever else we are asking for. If you give the seller more options, they will choose between the options rather than thinking yes or no. The negotiation will result in a separate outcome. Either you will come to an agreement, you won't come to an agreement, or you'll mutually accept the contract. When you're in a negotiation with a seller, every party has a different idea of what the result should be. If you don't know for sure how to reach an agreement, parties will separate and go their separate ways. Or, if both parties accept the contract and it remains on good terms, the contract will remain in place. And you'll move on to step number 8, close and manage. When you're purchasing a property, you may want to hire an inspector to check on structural integrity for your real estate agent who can also help with paperwork. After your purchase is complete, you will be the owner of a personal ATM machine and the ability to live in the home you helped build. Typically, those who will carry out the significant work required to originate a loan in this process will be an attorney. In addition, an inspector may need to obtain necessary blueprints and documents that are often not readily available via the internet. However, an ATM machine can quickly become a money pit unless you operate it effectively, which takes the skill of doing so with any common person. You can learn how to rent property by reading a book that my wife and I wrote about, 100,000 words. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If you don't manage it properly, it will turn into a pocket of worry. Writing a book can teach you that. Landlords need to be managed to avoid becoming a pit of worry. However, you don't even necessarily have to act as a property manager yourself. In fact, if you hire a great property manager, then it's their responsibility to take care of any tenant problems. But you still need to monitor them closely because they're responsible for keeping up with a quality job. This is where the idea of outsourcing comes to mind. However, a great property manager does not have to deal with tenants on their own. It's your job to make sure they're managing your properties well and responsibly. A great property manager can simplify this process and you only need to make sure they're doing a good job. However, it's still your responsibility to keep an eye on the manager so that they can carry out their duties successfully. It's possible to look for financial freedom through rental properties. Instead of being stuck with a full-time job, get out there and start building your real estate empire today. That's it for this video, Real Talker. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you soon!